Hey there, coin enthusiasts and collectors! Welcome back to the channel where we dive into the fascinating world of rare coins. Today, we're taking a close look at a coin that might just surprise you with its value, an iconic piece from the United States, the 1985 5-cent coin, commonly known as the nickel. This little coin, which might seem pretty ordinary at first glance, holds a fascinating history and an intriguing worth that could make you rethink what's sitting in your coin jar right now. Stick around to discover just how much this 1985 nickel could be worth today. When you think of the classic 5-cent coin, your mind might immediately jump to the usual design, the image of Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States, featured on the obverse side of the coin. However, not all nickels are created equal, and some are much rarer and more valuable than others. The 1985 5-cent coin, while not an old antique or a commemorative edition, has garnered significant attention in the coin collecting world, and for good reason. To fully understand why this seemingly ordinary nickel can be worth so much, we need to look at both its history and its place in the evolution of U.S. coinage. The 1985 nickel was minted during a time when the country was transitioning between economic phases. In the 1980s, the U.S. economy was shifting, experiencing growth and change, while also dealing with inflation and fluctuating markets. The coin itself serves as a relic from this unique time in history, but history alone doesn't always explain a coin's value. What makes the 1985 5-cent coin stand out in the world of numismatics, where collectors are always on the lookout for something special, are the rare minting errors that occurred in some of the coins produced that year. Minting errors in coins, as you might know, are a gold mine for collectors. These are mistakes made during the production process, often by the U.S. Mint, and can result in a coin having unique features that set it apart from the standard version. One of the most notable errors found in the 1985 nickel is the double die error, where the obverse side of the coin, specifically the image of Thomas Jefferson, was struck twice during the minting process. This led to a slight duplication of the features, creating a strikingly different appearance than a typical 1985 nickel. If you've ever stumbled upon a coin with a double die, you know how valuable it can be to a collector. Beyond the double die error, other minor variations can make a 1985 nickel more valuable. For example, some coins may have unusual die cracks, or the metal composition might differ slightly from the standard mix. While these might not be as well known as the double die error, they can still add to the rarity of the coin, making it highly desirable among collectors who specialize in error coins. As many of you know, condition plays a huge role in determining the value of any coin, and the 1985 nickel is no exception. Coins that are well preserved, free of damage, and in near mint condition are the ones that fetch the highest prices. If you happen to find a 1985 nickel that's in excellent shape, without any noticeable scratches, discoloration, or wear, it could significantly increase in value, especially if it has any of the rare errors we mentioned earlier. And now, you might be wondering, how much could one of these rare 1985 5-cent coins actually be worth? The standard 1985 nickel in circulated condition isn't worth more than face value, just 5 cents. But if you're lucky enough to find one in uncirculated or near mint condition, particularly if it has a double die error or other minting flaw, its value could be much higher. And here's the exciting part: a pristine, error-free 1985 nickel with a rare minting mistake could easily fetch a staggering amount in the marketplace. Are you ready for the big reveal? Hold on to your hats, because this 1985 5-cent coin, in perfect condition with an error or unique feature, could be worth as much as $47,000. Yes, you read that correctly, $47,000 for a single coin. Imagine finding this hidden gem tucked away in an old coin collection or buried in a drawer you've long forgotten about. It could be life-changing. Now, you might be thinking, how do I know if I have one of these valuable coins? The key is to carefully examine your nickels. Look for any unusual markings, doubled features, or signs of minting errors. And, of course, always check the condition. The better the condition, the higher the price. If you're unsure, you might want to take your coin to a professional appraiser or coin dealer who can help identify its value. The world of coin collecting is full of hidden treasures, and sometimes, the most valuable finds are the ones you least expect. So, the next time you come across a 1985 5-cent coin, take a moment to inspect it closely. It could very well be worth much more than you ever imagined. And as we've learned today, even the smallest of coins can hold tremendous value, waiting to be discovered by the right collector. Top 2 1991 today, we're going to take a deep dive into a seemingly ordinary coin that could have a huge impact on your collection, the 1991 5-cent coin, also known as the US nickel. You might be thinking, what's so special about a nickel from 1991? Well, you're about to find out that this little coin is anything but ordinary. Stick with us as we uncover its value and why it's a piece of history worth much more than you might expect. At first glance, the 1991 5-cent coin might not look all that exciting. It's part of the long-standing tradition of the US nickel, which has been in circulation since 1866. On the obverse side, you'll find the image of Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States, whose likeness has adorned the nickel since 1938. On the reverse, there's the familiar Monticello building, Jefferson's Virginia estate, which has been part of the coin's design for decades. So far, pretty standard, right? But here's where things get interesting. You see, every year that the US Mint produces coins, there's always the potential for something unique to slip through the cracks, something that doesn't quite meet the standard of the usual coinage. And when it comes to the 1991 5 cents, that's exactly what happened. This seemingly simple nickel holds some remarkable surprises, especially when you consider the condition of the coin and the rare minting errors that make it so special. One of the most fascinating things about the 1991 nickel is its potential for minting errors. Minting errors are a coin collector's dream. These are mistakes that happen during the coin's production, and while they may seem like flaws, they're often what makes certain coins extraordinarily valuable. The 1991 5-cent coin is no exception. For instance, one of the most notable errors in the 1991 nickels is the off-center strike. This error occurs when the coin isn't aligned properly during the minting process, resulting in a design that's stamped slightly off-center. These types of coins are rare because they don't meet the normal production standards, and therefore, many are pulled from circulation before they even make it to the public. If you happen to have a 1991 nickel with an off-center strike, congratulations, you may be holding onto something much more valuable than just a regular 5-cent piece. Another error that collectors have been on the lookout for is the doubled die error. This is when the design on the coin, typically on the obverse, the side with Jefferson's portrait, appears to be duplicated, giving the coin a blurry or doubled appearance. These types of errors are highly prized in the numismatic world because they are so rare, and the more extreme the doubling, the more valuable the coin becomes. If your 1991 nickel shows signs of this unique feature, it could significantly boost its value. Beyond minting errors, the overall condition of the 1991 5-cent coin plays a massive role in its value. Coins that are in pristine condition, free from damage or wear, are worth far more than those that have been heavily circulated. Many of the 1991 nickels that were produced were used in everyday transactions, meaning they've been through years of handling, leading to scratches, discoloration, and general wear. However, if you happen to come across a 1991 nickel in near mint or uncirculated condition, it could be much more valuable than you think. You might be asking yourself, so how much is this coin really worth? Well, here's where things get exciting. While a typical 1991 5-cent coin in circulated condition is worth just 5 cents, there's a lot more potential value hidden in the rare minting errors or pristine examples. The 1991 nickel with a rare minting error or in excellent condition could easily fetch a premium price. In fact, some of these coins have been known to sell for quite a hefty sum, and here's the big reveal: a 1991 5-cent coin in pristine, error-free condition or with a rare minting flaw could be worth an astounding $44,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $44,000 for a single nickel. This is no ordinary 5-cent piece. If you happen to stumble upon a well-preserved 1991 nickel or a coin with a minting error, you might just have a small fortune on your hands. So, How can you tell if your 1991 nickel is one of these valuable coins? First, start by carefully inspecting the coin. Look closely at the design to see if there's any noticeable doubling, off-centering, or other unusual markings. Then, check the condition. Coins that are well preserved and free of significant wear are always more valuable. If you're unsure about your coin, consider having it professionally graded by a numismatic expert who can assess its rarity and potential value. The world of coin collecting is filled with hidden treasures, and sometimes, those treasures are closer than we think. The 1991 5-cent coin may seem like a run-of-the-mill nickel, but it has the potential to be so much more. Whether it's a rare minting error or simply a well-preserved example of a piece of American history, this nickel could be the key to unlocking a small fortune. Top 3 1994 Today, we've got a real treat for you, and it's all about one of the most fascinating yet often overlooked coins in American history, the 1994 5-cent coin, commonly known as the nickel. While this may seem like just another ordinary nickel from the 1990s, there's more to this coin than meets the eye. If you've got one of these little gems sitting in your collection or pocket, stick around to discover how it could be worth much more than its face value. The 1994 nickel is part of the long-standing tradition of U.S. coinage featuring Thomas Jefferson on the obverse side, with the famous Monticello building on the reverse. Nothing out of the ordinary, right? After all, this design has been around for decades. But don't let the familiar look of this coin fool you, there's more to this particular year than you might expect. To understand what makes the 1994 5-cent coin so intriguing, we need to take a step back and explore the world of coin collecting. While the average collector may look for coins from specific eras or ones that commemorate a significant event, it's the seemingly mundane coins from everyday years, like 1994, that can sometimes hide rare features, making them highly valuable. What sets the 1994 nickel apart from others is that it was minted during a period when the U.S. Mint was still in the process of fine-tuning its production processes. Small inconsistencies and errors in coin production, like minting flaws and unusual strikes, are relatively common, but they can often lead to extraordinary fines. So, while most of these nickels were produced to be used in everyday transactions, a select few ended up with striking errors, making them especially desirable to collectors. One of the most sought-after errors in the 1994 5-cent coin is the double die error. This occurs when the die used to strike the coin malfunctions and causes the design to be stamped twice. This mistake often results in a slightly blurry or doubled image on the coin, especially on Thomas Jefferson's portrait or the lettering. The 1994 nickel with this error is considered a rare find, and collectors go wild for these doubled features. If you happen to come across one of these, you might want to take a closer look, because this little mistake could turn out to be worth a lot of money. Another key factor that can influence the value of the 1994 nickel is the coin's overall condition. As with any collectible, the better the condition, the higher the value. Many of the 1994 nickels that were produced were used in daily circulation, meaning they've likely been scratched, worn down, and tarnished over the years. But if you happen to find a 1994 nickel in near-perfect or uncirculated condition, you're in luck. A well-preserved coin is much more valuable, even if it doesn't have a minting error. So, you might be wondering, how much could this coin actually be worth? Well, as always, the value depends on a few key factors: condition, rarity, and, of course, any unique minting errors. While most 1994 nickels are only worth 5 cents, those with rare characteristics can command impressive prices. Here's the big reveal. If you have a 1994 5-cent coin that's in perfect condition, especially one with a double die error or other unique flaws, you could be sitting on a small fortune. Some of these rare 1994 nickels have been known to fetch a staggering $42,000. Yes, you heard that right, $42,000 for a single nickel. This might be the most unexpected treasure hiding in your collection. Now, if you're wondering how to identify these rare and valuable 1994 nickels, here's a quick guide. First, check the design closely. Look for any signs of doubling in the image of Jefferson or in the lettering. Pay special attention to the edges of the coin to see if there's any off-center striking. If your coin has one of these errors and is in mint or near mint condition, you're looking at a potential windfall, and don't forget to examine the overall condition of the coin. Even without a major error, if your 1994 nickel is in pristine shape, it could still be worth far more than 5 cents. For coins like these, collectors often turn to professional graders to assess the quality and authenticity, so it may be worth taking your nickel to an expert if you think it could be something special. And now, let's pause for a second and think about how incredible this is. A coin that you might have picked up in your change or inherited from a relative could hold a hidden value of $42,000. Imagine stumbling upon it in a box of old coins or finding it tucked away in your wallet. It's the kind of discovery that could completely change the way you look at your collection. The world of coin collecting is filled with surprises, and coins like the 1994 5-cent nickel prove that even the most unassuming pieces of currency can carry immense value. So, the next time you see a 1994 nickel, give it a second glance. It might just be more than a 5-cent piece. Who knows? You could be holding on to a small fortune. Top 4 2000 today, we're diving into a coin you might have overlooked in your change or collection, the 2005 cent coin, better known as the US nickel. At first glance, this might seem like just another standard nickel, but stick with us as we explore why this seemingly simple coin could be worth a lot more than you think. The 2000 nickel is part of the long-standing tradition of US coinage. On the obverse, you'll find Thomas Jefferson's profile, a face that has graced the nickel since 1938. The reverse features Jefferson's iconic home, Monticello, which has been a staple of the nickel's design for over 60 years. But as familiar as these designs are, the year 2000 was significant for a few key reasons that make this coin worth your attention. The 2005 cent coin was minted during a time when the US Mint was focused on modernizing and improving its production methods. This period was marked by an increase in the number of coins being minted, as well as new technologies that allowed for more intricate designs and faster production. However, it's in the details of this particular year's nickel that the real story begins. One of the key reasons why the 2000 nickel is of interest to collectors is the rare minting errors that have been found in some of the coins produced that year. Minting errors are a major factor in determining a coin's value in the world of numismatics. These errors, which occur when something goes wrong during the production process, can turn a seemingly ordinary coin into a highly valuable one. And the 2000 nickel is no exception. A particularly sought-after error found in the 2005 cent coin is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin is not properly aligned in the press, causing the design to be struck off-center. These coins have a unique, distorted appearance, with the design shifting or even partially missing from the coin's edge. While the US Mint produces billions of coins each year, off-center strikes are relatively rare, and as a result, these errors can be highly valuable to collectors. If you happen to find a 2000 nickel with this off-center error, you could be holding on to a treasure. Another error that collectors are hunting for is the doubled die variety. This occurs when the die used to strike the coin malfunctions, causing the design to be imprinted twice. The result is a blurry or doubled image, especially noticeable in the inscriptions or Jefferson's portrait. A doubled die on a 2000 nickel is an extremely rare find, and it can drive the value of the coin up significantly. If you come across a 2000 nickel with this error, make sure to take a good look at the design for signs of doubling. It's a feature that could make your coin worth a small fortune. Of course, condition plays a huge role in the value of any coin, and the 2000 nickel is no exception. While coins with minting errors are often the most valuable, a well-preserved 2000 nickel in near mint or uncirculated condition can also be worth much more than its face value. Coins that have been kept in excellent condition, with little to no wear or discoloration, are prized by collectors. If you have a 2000 nickel that looks almost as good as it did the day it was minted, it could be worth a significant amount, even without any minting errors. Now, you're probably wondering, how much is this coin really worth? Well, while a standard 2005 cent coin in circulated condition is worth just 5 cents, a coin with a rare minting error or in pristine condition could fetch a much higher price. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. If you have a 2000 nickel that is in exceptional condition or one that features a rare error, like an off-center strike or a doubled die, it could be worth as much as $40,000. Yes, that's right, $40,000 for a single nickel. Finding a coin like this may seem like a long shot, but it's not impossible. Coins with these kinds of errors don't always make it into circulation, and if you've got a collection of 2000 nickels or happen to come across one in your change, it's definitely worth inspecting. With the right error or in perfect condition, that little 5-cent piece could be worth more than you ever imagined. So how do you identify whether your 2000 nickel is a rare find? Start by inspecting the design closely. Look for any signs of doubling in Jefferson's portrait or the coin's lettering. Next, check the edges of the coin to see if there are any off-center strikes or misalignments. And, of course, the condition of the coin is key. If it's well preserved and free of scratches or wear, it could be a valuable piece. If you're not sure about the authenticity of a potential error coin, consider having it evaluated by a professional numismatist or coin dealer. They can help assess its value and determine whether it's truly a rare find. It's amazing to think that a coin from the year 2000, something that most people would consider to be just a regular nickel, can hold such immense value. So, the next time you come across a 2005-cent coin, don't just toss it aside. Take a closer look, because you might just be holding onto something worth a small fortune. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare and valuable coins, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on future discoveries. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting!